So I'm dedicating this vlog to my experience at Hiroshima. I'm going to discuss the Memorial Museum, the Peace Park, and much more. My time in Hiroshima was reflective and emotional, but my favorite thus far. We arrived late Saturday afternoon and first visited the Hiroshima Memorial Museum. I don't have any pictures or footage from inside because I didn't want to be disrespectful, and I feel like in order to get the full effect you really need to be there in person, but I really still loved it. I was surprised at how crowded the museum was and how many different languages I heard besides Japanese and English. The permanent exhibit was set up as a long pathway with displays on one side, so you could fully take it in. And even though there was a lot of people there, it was fairly quiet, and I appreciated that people were being really respectful. I moved slowly so I could read as much of the displays as I could because I just wanted to get the most out of this experience. One reason I was looking forward to this part of the trip so much was because I knew it was going to be so impactful on me. I knew it was going to offer a deeply personal side to an event that I'd only read about in textbooks. And the part of the exhibit that impacted me the most was the art that was displayed, which was created by the victims. Figures resembling the human body were depicted as charred beyond recognition, eyes popping out, or with their skin melting off. And what hit me the hardest is that this wasn't a figment of someone's imagination. These were memories from that day and the unspeakable trauma they endured. After visiting the museum, we walked around the Peace Park. The area was so beautiful you would never have known that it was the site of an atomic bomb attack. Ibaraki-sensei took us to the hypocenter of the explosion and showed us the A-dome. This is the A-dome, which is nearby the intended target and the actual hypocenter. The A-dome wasn't completely destroyed because it was so close to the hypocenter. At first, it didn't make sense to me, but it was explained that the blast was more vertical due to its proximity to the hypocenter, and the buildings farther away experienced a horizontal blast, which blew them away. Right next to the A-dome is a beautiful river. At first, that was my only thought. It's so pretty, it adds to the beauty of the park. And then Ibaraki-sensei explained this was one of the rivers that was teeming with corpses after the explosion. People fled to the river for drinking water and shelter from the heat. This helped me realize here, seemingly simple things like a river have deeper meanings and are a part of history. On the second day, we heard a storyteller share her mother's story about her experience with the A-bombing. Hearing a personal account of an event is so much more impactful than hearing a professor lecture about what happened. It touched me how she wanted to share her mother's story with as many people as possible that she learned English at the age of 60. Hearing it directly from her made it easier to put myself into her shoes and feel the emotions her mother was feeling. We also visited certain monuments within the Peace Park and had volunteer tour guides show us around. This is a picture of a mound that holds around 70,000 remains of A-bomb victims. It serves as their grave and a place for families and friends to pay their respects. Sadly, many of the victims are unidentified and may never be known. This monument is in the center of the Peace Park. Every year on August 6th, a ceremony is held to honor the lives lost and hope for peace. The block in the middle of the monument has a list of all the victims, and during the ceremony, more names are added to the list who died that year. The top is shaped like a traditional Japanese home to protect the souls under it. This picture doesn't show it because it was taken at an angle, but when you look head-on at the monument, it was designed so you can see the flame behind the block, which represents the bomb, and directly behind that you can see the A-dome. Next, we visited the Children's Monument. Many victims of the bombing were children working at school, helping with the war effort. The monument was surrounded with thousands of colorful paper cranes. The story behind the paper cranes is that in Japan, it's said that if you make 1,000 paper cranes, your wish will come true. A girl around the age of 2 survived the A-bombing and was healthy until she developed cancer around the age of 12. She constantly made paper cranes while she was in the hospital and wished for peace. Even though she passed away, her wish lives on here and in the hearts of everyone she touched. I think it is beautiful and exceptionally purposeful that the Children's Monument represents wishes and hopes for a peaceful future. This monument contains the past, present, and future all in one. In conclusion, visiting Hiroshima was a transformative experience that I would recommend to anyone. Seeing another side to a part of history that I thought I already knew has changed my perspective. I've learned not to make assumptions about events and try to understand it from multiple angles. I don't think that regard for human life was a top priority in the decision to use nuclear weapons against Japan, and I hope that something like this never happens again. After seeing the devastation and utter atrocities that people in Hiroshima faced, I'm 100% against the use of nuclear weapons of any kind. I just don't see the justification in it.